Hi. I'm just sitting here, doing some healing, um, doing my assignment that God told me to do. When He says, write, who hurt you? And then He said He wanted me to write, what was my role in these relationships? So it was hard enough to first really buckle down and write down. And he goes, and I mean, when you write down who hurt me, I want anybody, everybody, doesn't matter who it is, how long ago. He said from jump, you know, starting with your mother. I went, okay, you want me to go there? All right. So I started writing down. And then that was hard in itself. And then he was telling me, to write the role I had in the relationship. And I'm thinking at first, like anyone else, why would I have a role in them hurting me? Right? And then the light bulb goes on, and I go, oh, at what point was I allowing them to continue to hurt me? Right? And so I find it interesting that the literature, tells us that men um, experience more emotional pain than women. I struggle with believing that because I've yet to hear or see any, emotional pain from a man, except obviously my sons. Um, God gave them the very tender heart like me. So I'm going to protect them fiercely because I know that opens them up to, more harm potentially. I worry about that. It's kind of funny because my oldest, my daughter, she doesn't have that. And I'm not saying that she's, ugly person. And maybe, no, never mind. It's hard to explain it, but it's a very specific, and I realize why I recognize it because I have it. Widow has it too. I'm pretty sure she's ironically she's got Tatiana and me mixed. She's more like Tatiana than I would ever imagine her to be. You know, I ask God all the time, how is it that they're 21 years apart? Yeah, I guess I'm expecting them to be closer in age or maybe even have the same father for them to be so alike. Just amazing the intellect. Tatiana may not be as tender heart as my boys because she really fights to go there. She's fierce about not wanting to be vulnerable, even more so than my boys. And I find that interesting because I don't know. I mean, I guess I should just have gratitude. And the worst thing I struggle with, I'll tell you guys up front, the worst thing I struggle with is lean not on thy understanding. It's not funny. I'm not laughing, okay? It's not funny. But that one is, I struggle with. Like, I want to understand everything that I'm not going to be able to understand, but yet I'm going to fight like crazy to keep trying to understand it. You know, again, I mean well, but I'm just going to, stay in a state of frustration, trying to lean on my own understanding on things that I'm never going to understand. But so just to have gratitude, just to be grateful that my boys, all my kids have the gifts that they do, are the people that they are, and just, reflect my lessons and theirs, and, we teach each other. And then we hopefully, together teach others, share the lessons with other people. I'd love to reach people at a younger age so that they do the wake uping, a lot of us are doing in our, 40s, 50s, 60s, people are so grateful, and they should be. But we're going, if I only knew this 20 years ago, a lot of the things that I know now. But, everything happens for a reason. And you gotta appreciate, the lessons, and, know to make healthier, choices later. So I find it very interesting also that women have twice as many pain receptors in our body. Good thing though, because we have a high pain tolerance. See, now that part I believe. That part, I witnessed it myself, and seen. And I'm not just talking about, us giving birth, but I've definitely experienced some horrific pain, and know, that there's a lot of, people in general, not just men, that I don't, how would they cope? I don't know. I mean, I just do. I have to, right? We also, it turns out, what else did you tell me? That we tend to find people that smell good more attractive. It ignites, something within us. So I thought that's interesting. So it's a good thing to smell good, or it's a bad thing. I guess it depends on the person. If you're actually, an attractive person. And I, have a tease of saying sometimes when there's a really mean, female, I'll think to say, you should eat your makeup so you could be prettier on the inside. You think, you look so great, and you do so much to have an outer appearance that's attractive, but when you open your mouth and say something, or specifically seeing the way you treat somebody, it's not attractive at all, right? So, I choose to be forgiving, but you got to figure out, not forgiveness, because that's key. You have to you forgive. Otherwise, God won't forgive you. But you don't have to have that person in your life. You don't have to continue to communicate with them, to see them, to talk to them, to have anything to do with them. So that one's hard. Mostly, I would say, for family members. Friends, it's like, it's getting easier. Whether they're people I just met, or, friends I thought they were, because I've known them for so long, So, but he specifically says, I want you to be a father pleaser and accept the certainty that I have given to you. I want you to be a father pleaser. Accept the certainty I've given to you. So when I'm certain about something, I have to know that there's a reason that you're given that certainty, and it's up to you to act on it, or to delay it, or to, you know, not deal with it. So, I was thinking about another time where he spoke through someone, and it wasn't someone I didn't know very well. And it was because of it was the person that was doing it, but saying something very specific, and the way they were saying it, that woke me up. And I went, oh, okay. You know, sometimes it's done that way on purpose. You know, when someone says something to you a certain way, or does something to you specifically, it's a sign. It's letting you know what you need to do. It's handing you that certainty, right? Makes me think of that magnet I had years ago. Life's uncertain. Eat dessert first. But, you know, then we also tell our kids, you know, don't eat the cookies before dinner. After dinner, you get them for dessert. So it's like, how often are we being hypocrites, right? So, all right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.